Camouflage print is kind of like animal print. You either love it or you hate it. Now luckily for me, I'm in the love it category, but only when it's on my nails. In this video, I'll show you the easy way to hand paint this camouflage design onto your nails. You're going to need a cream coloured polish, a dark green and an olive green polish, and a dark brown polish. You're also going to need a thin and small nail art brush, and you can see how small this one is. I picked it up from eBay, so it's also really cheap. Start with a prep nail that has a base coat that's already been applied, and then use the cream polish to create a base colour on the nail. Clean up any messy edges using a small angled brush and nail polish remover. Take the thin nail art brush and the dark brown polish and then roughly draw some lines over the nail. Now these don't need to be perfect or clean, as they're basically going to be acting as guides for the rest of the pattern. Apply the dark green polish around the brown lines to start to flush the pattern out. Now I find that not thinking too much on where the polish needs to go and just messily applying it works the best, and it also gets the best result. So just go crazy, but not too crazy that you end up with a solid green nail. Apply the olive polish in the larger cream spaces to thin them out a little more. Go back in with the dark brown to thicken and define the lines that you added earlier, and then add more polish if you feel that it needs it in other spaces. Now if you think you need to define the cream more like I do, apply it roughly over the top of the polish. If you don't have an opaque cream, this may take a couple of coats. Clean up any mess around the nail and then apply top coat to smooth it all down. I used a matte top coat for mine, but I also think that they look pretty badass when they're shiny as well. Now I went crazy and I actually did this design on all 10 of my fingers, but if you don't want totally camouflage nails, you can also use this design for a feature nail or two. It's totally up to you. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you enjoyed it then please give it a big thumbs up down below and don't forget to subscribe. This week, Instagram changed its logo from this brown and boring logo to this fun neon gradient logo that personally I think is so much better and also the perfect nail art inspiration. So of course I recreated it on my nails. Keep watching to see how. I'm starting with a clean and naked nail, and I'm going to skip the base coat and go straight to the white base polish, since white polish isn't going to stain my nail, and I also want one less coat of polish on my nail if possible. I'm using OPI Alpine Snow for the base, and then I'm going to use polish remover and a small angled brush to clean up my edges, as I don't want any white polish showing around the gradient once I'm done. To help with cleanup after I'm done, I'm applying liquid Palisade around my nail. Now this is available at Sephora in the US or on their website, which I'll leave down below. In my opinion, it's the best peel-off product. Next, taking a makeup sponge and the polishes that I need for the gradient, I'm going to apply them on the sponge in the same pattern as the logo, making sure that I create this Y shape with the dark pink. I'll list all the polishes that I'm using down below in the description box. Then I'm going to sponge it all down on the nail, making sure to keep the sponge in the same spot to keep the pattern neat. A little movement to blend is okay, but obviously you're going to want to keep the colour layers on top of themselves. Reapply the polish often to stop bits of the sponge from sticking onto your nail. If you let the polish dry and you continue to press it onto the nail, you're going to end up with bits of sponge all over your nail. And trust me, they're really hard to remove with tweezers. Remove the peel-off barrier and then clean up any extra polish that's left on the skin. Then apply a top coat to smooth it all down. I love this gradient, and even though I think I may be the only person who does, I definitely prefer the new Instagram logo to the old one. I think the new one is much more modern. After I recorded this video, I also added the Instagram camera logo to my thumbnail. Unfortunately, I didn't record it as I was just playing around, but I do have other videos that I'll list down below that show you how to use gel pens for nail art. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like this tutorial or the new Instagram logo, then please give it a thumbs up below and don't forget to subscribe. Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to recreate these easy jade stone or turquoise stone nails. It's so easy to do these and you don't need any tools, which is a plus, just a few household items and some nail polish. You're going to need the polishes in the colour that you've chosen, some cling wrap or plastic wrap scrunched up into a ball, isopropyl alcohol, which is just rubbing alcohol, a small cup to water marble into, water, and a peel-off barrier. Start by painting your nail turquoise. I'm using Rimmel London in Misty Jade because it's the perfect turquoise colour. Once that's dry, apply a peel-off barrier around the nail and over your skin to help with cleanup later. I'm using Liquid Palisade by Kiesk, but I have a video here on how to make your own, or you can also just use tape. Take a piece of foil and add a drop or two of gold polish onto it, and then with a scrunched up plastic wrap, dab it over the polish so you get some on the plastic, and then over the nail to randomly apply it in a messy pattern. For the black marble, tip some of the room temperature water into a cup that you're going to marble in, or a disposable plastic one, as it's going to get polish on it. Once the water has settled, take the black polish and hold the brush just above the water. Let one drop of polish drip off the brush and spread over the surface. Spray the spread polish with the isopropyl alcohol, and then before it dries completely, I'm removing most of the solid part of the polish with a Q-tip, and then I'm dipping my nail into the section of polish that I want to be on my nail. Submerge your nail flat into the polish, and then keeping your nail down in the water, remove the polish with a Q-tip before you take your nail out. Repeat the process if you need more marbling on your nail, and then remove the peel-off barrier. You can see how much the peel-off barrier helps with cleanup later on, so remove any of the extra polish with a cotton swab and polish remover, and then add a top coat to the nail to seal the design and smooth it all out. The final result is this stone or marble look that will impress everyone but doesn't require any specific nail art tools, and is simple enough to do on both hands yourself. If you like this design, then please give it a big thumbs up down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you an easy splatter nail design that requires almost no specific nail art tools and no advanced skill level to do. All you're going to need to do this design is a few nail polishes, a regular drinking straw, a peel-off barrier or masking tape to help with cleanup after you're done, and a quick dry top coat to help it all dry faster. You're also going to need a disposable plastic or paper surface to work on that's going to protect your workspace from any polish splatter. For my splatter design, I'm going to be using a base of OPI Alpine Snow and then 4 of the new Hello Kitty by OPI polishes. I'm going to be using Kitty White, Small plus Cute equals Heart, Spoken from the Heart, and Never Have Too Many Friends. Paint your base polish on and then let it dry. Now since we're going to be covering it with a heap of splattered polish, it really doesn't need to be opaque and it doesn't need to be perfect. Just cover the nail with one coat. Apply the peel-off barrier to your fingers and let it dry, or if you're using tape, apply that. I'm using Liquid Palisade by Kiesk, but you can use whichever one that you have, or I have a tutorial here on how to make your own. Take the first polish that you're going to work with and put one drop of polish onto some plastic or into a dish. Taking the straw, dip one end of it into the polish, and then while the polish is still covering the end of the straw in a thin barrier, move it over the nail and blow quickly and sharply through the straw and onto the nail. You need to move really quickly in this part. If the polish doesn't spray off the straw and onto the nail, it's because the polish barrier separated to the edges of the straw, or you didn't blow hard enough to move the polish. Repeat this process with all the polishes that you've chosen to use. Remove the barrier or the tape, and then with a small angled brush clean any polish off your cuticles and fingers that may be left, keeping in mind that this is a very messy design. Apply a top coat to seal and smooth the design down, and I'm using a quick dry top coat to help dry the polish faster. And that's it, the end result is an edgy look that's really simple to do but looks really complicated. I hope you guys liked this tutorial, and if you did, then please give it a thumbs up down below and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to do these easy winter snowflake nails that I did with a Sharpie. Yep, just a normal Sharpie. When you know how to use them properly, Sharpies can be an amazing nail art tool. For my snowflakes I'll be using a Sharpie brand permanent marker in silver metallic. It doesn't need to be a Sharpie that you use, but it does need to be a permanent marker, as a non-permanent marker will not stay on the nail, so make sure that the pen you're using is a permanent one. To start, you'll need to paint your nails white or whatever base colour you're going to use. The polish needs to be totally dry, so use a quick dry top coat to dry them if you're short on time or patience. Lightly draw on the nail with the felt tip of the marker. Now I don't press too hard onto the nail as the tip's going to make the line too thick, so I'm being very light-handed with my application. You can draw whatever shape or size snowflake you want, but if you can't think of any, I'd recommend googling snowflake shape or snowflake templates for some ideas. If you make a mistake with the marker, then a little rubbing alcohol on a cotton pad and a little pressure should remove the marker if it hasn't been on the nail for too long. To fill in the background space, I applied some dots onto the nail by pressing the tip of the Sharpie down onto the nail. Let the Sharpie ink dry for at least 5 to 10 minutes to avoid any smearing when you apply a top coat. Or if you have a UV or LED lamp, then set the ink under the light for 15 to 30 seconds. You can also stop any smearing by spraying a light layer of hairspray over the nail and letting it dry before adding a top coat. The hairspray is going to act as a barrier between the top coat and the Sharpie and ensure that your Sharpie design stays perfect. Using a top coat, lightly apply the polish without pressing too hard down onto the nail with the nail polish brush. The brush being pressed down onto nail too hard is going to smudge or smear the ink. The end result is these wintry nails that require no special nail art tools to do. If you like this tutorial, then please give it a thumbs up down below and don't forget to subscribe for more nail art videos. Hey guys, in this video I'll show you how to create these easy pastel galaxy nails. All you need to do these is a sponge of any sort, a dotting tool or something to apply dots onto the nail with, and nail polish. Start by applying a white base to your nails. I'm using OPI Alpine Snow as it's opaque in 1 to 2 coats and it's my favourite white to use. When your polish is dry, take your sponge and tear it into smaller pieces to make application easier. I'm using a makeup sponge, but a dish sponge or a cleaning sponge will work just as well. Apply a latex or peel-off barrier around the cuticle to help with cleanup. I'm using Liquid Palisade by Kiesk, but I've got a tutorial here on how to make your own. Take a peach or light orange polish and apply a little to a piece of sponge. Sponge it onto the nail, keeping the edges rough and unblended. Apply a pink using the same technique. Next, add a mint or light green polish, then a blue polish, and finally covering the last unpolished sections with purple. Apply the lightest colours first to build dimension on the nail. Using white polish and a dotting tool, apply the dots randomly onto the nail. You can apply as many or as few as you want, or completely skip this step, it's totally up to you. Remove the peel-off barrier and clean up around the edge of the nail using a small angled brush and nail polish remover. Finish it all off with a matte top coat or a regular top coat if you don't have a matte one, and you're done! If you liked this design, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make an easy and cheap liquid tape alternative using just PVA glue and an empty nail polish bottle. This makes sponge gradients and water marble cleanup a breeze, and it's a much cheaper alternative to the more expensive Liquid Palisade and Glitter Off. I use this for all of my messy nail designs, and I find as long as I apply 2 coats of the glue to my finger, it peels off just as well as the more expensive brands do. Now to make one for yourself, you're going to need an old bottle of nail polish and some nail polish remover that contains acetone or even straight acetone. You can get it from nail salons and beauty supply stores. Non-acetone works just as well, but it's going to take a few more washes to clean the bottle out completely. Using a dropper or a syringe, put some acetone into the nail polish bottle. Now you're going to want to be careful doing this part, as sometimes the acetone can bleach and ruin some work surfaces, so if you're worried about what you're working on, put some sheet or newspaper down first. Put the lid back on, make sure it's done up nice and tight, and then shake the bottle to wash the polish off the inside. Take the lid off and pour the acetone and nail polish onto a folded up paper towel. Now, depending on what you're using to clean out the bottle and how much polish was still remaining inside of it, you might need to do this a few times. Now, once you're happy with how clean the bottle is, take some acetone on a cotton ball or cotton pad and wipe it around the neck of the bottle to clean all the polish off the top. Once the whole bottle is clean, rinse it in warm water to remove any acetone or nail polish remover that's still inside on the glass, and then set it aside to dry. Once it's dry, it's time to put the glue in. Now, my bottle of PVA glue has this handy spout on the top, but if yours doesn't have it, then you can get small funnels that will make putting the glue inside the bottle much easier and less messy. Replace the lid and it's ready to use. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any more requests, please leave them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe.